Hey guys, it's Chris. From animals you didn't know were there, to prehistoric creatures that might still be around. Here are 8 of the most unique animals in Australia. Number 8. Dingo. One of the most feared animals in Australia, the dingo may look like a regular dog, but it's a wild one and should be approached with caution. The dingoes are a breed of dog that live in the Outback of Australia, the central area of the country known for its heat and desert areas. Despite this, the dingoes are able to survive quite easily there, mainly because their bodies are ones that have adapted to the climate and are able to be both agile and last a long time in a chase. This has allowed it to take down things like kangaroos, which can get over 6 feet in height, but they'll also go after birds, reptiles, fish, crabs, frogs, insects, and seeds. Like certain other species of dog, dingoes hunt in packs, and they actually like to keep it all in the family. A mated pair will lead the charge and their pups will be in close pursuit. The dingo species as a whole are described as dangerous, and media appearances of them, including Scooby-Doo, the animated film, described them as being almost supernatural. That being said, dingo attacks on humans are extremely rare. And most times it's because the humans get too close to the dingoes because they think they won't do anything. Only a few fatal attacks have ever occurred on humans by dingoes. Number 7. Frilled Lizard. One of the most easily recognized lizards in the world, the Frilled Lizard, which is also known as the Frilled Dragon, Frilled Agama, and Frilled Neck Lizard, can be found in Australia, but also in the southern part of New Guinea. It's also the only member of the genus Chlamydosaurus. What makes this lizard so recognizable is its neck. When it feels threatened, it'll pop up the skin around the neck and body and make itself seem much larger. It'll even charge at threats to make it seem like it's the dominant predator instead of them. The frilled lizard is actually quite a large lizard, as it can grow to nearly 3 feet in length, and its bipedal movement is quite rare for lizards, yet it does the motion flawlessly. Some scientists even say it does this even when it's not threatened by another creature. However, the nature of the frilled lizard has it only living in the trees of its habitat for most of its life. The only times it'll head down to the floor is to search for food or deal with predators in certain situations. It is believed that the lizard uses its frill as well as its body coloring to blend in with the trees it stays on. The frilled lizard has gotten a bit of fame around the world because of its unique neck, including being shown on various TV shows and animated movies, and being the symbol of the 2000 Summer Paralympic Games. Number 6. Wombat. A species that you're going to hear a lot about in Australia are the marsupials. And one such member of that species is the wombat, which is indeed unique to Australia. Wombats are short, small-legged creatures, but they can get up to 3 feet in length. Despite their size and body makeup, they're one of the most adaptable creatures within the country, as wombats have been seen living in woodland areas, mountains, and even heathland areas. One of the weirder things about the wombat is that despite being studied by multiple people, not everyone is clear as to how the wombat came to be. It has a separate evolutionary path than other marsupials, which would explain its looks compared to the others. Wombats are expert diggers. They know how to make very advanced tunnels and will use their teeth and claws to get the job done. Because of their digging nature, it's actually really rare to see a wombat. And when you do see one, it's likely because it's not too hot outside and they want to go get some food. But once they get that food, they'll be digesting for up to 2 weeks. This slow metabolism helps them survive in the rather uneven climate of Australia. Number 5. Tasmanian Devil. For the record, Tasmania is an island state of Australia, so anything that resides there technically resides in Australia. Now, despite what Looney Tunes would have you believe, and much to my own personal disappointment, the Tasmanian Devil is not a several-foot-tall creature that can spin around so fast it creates a tornado and eats everything in sight. Rather, it's called the Tasmanian Devil because when it was discovered, it had very devil-like features, such as a wide jaw, sharp teeth, red ears, and the ability to create very scary sounds, including screeches and squeals. Thus, the Tasmanian Devil was born. Another member of the marsupial family, the Tasmanian Devil is actually the largest carnivore of the species. 2 feet long and having the ability to run 8 miles an hour, it knows how to get the job done in regards to hunting. Tasmanian devils used to be part of mainland Australia, but it's believed that dingoes drove them out, and now they reside solely on the island state of Tasmania. Number 4. Emu. In regards to the birds of the world, most are flyers, but a few species can't fly. 2 of them have adapted to be fast runners instead of flyers. One is the ostrich, and the other is the Australian native, the emu. Much like the ostrich, the emu is very tall, the second tallest bird in the world in regards to height. They can get just over 6 feet, which is the size of a tall human. But again, their main asset is their ability to run fast across the lands of Australia. They can reach up to 50 miles per hour when they need to, and they're endurance runners, known for traveling great distances in a very short period of time. Their adaptation to the sometimes harsh Australian land goes beyond their speed, though. Emus are known to not eat for weeks at a time, and be completely fine with that. As for water, they don't need to drink regularly either. Instead, when they find water, they lap it up in large amounts, likely storing it within their bodies so they won't need to worry about it for a long period of time. Emus have an interesting relationship with humans, especially in how they're very curious about us and will often approach us to see what we're like. Australia have the emu on the coat of arms and currency, and even have them as part of their local legends. Number 3. Koala. One of the most recognizable animals from Australia, the koala is perceived as a rather cute little bear animal, even though it's actually a marsupial, especially since it's one that resides in trees most of the time. This is because they like to live in eucalyptus trees, and they primarily eat their leaves, which in turn makes the trees rather famous. Another famous fact about the koalas are their sleep patterns. By that I mean, on average, a koala will sleep 20 hours a day. Due to this, you'd probably guess they're not very social animals. The only bonds that are made in the koala culture are between mother and child, and then mates. When they want to mate, the koala actually makes a sound kind of like a bellow. This is meant to intimidate rivals while also attracting potential mates. Unfortunately, while many consider the koala adorable, many others see it as a great source of fur. And upon the European colonization of Australia, massive hunts were done for koalas, resulting in a lot of loss of life. But the natives of Australia fought back and made sure the koalas were protected, including making several sanctuaries for them. While they are out of danger on that front, they are still suffering, as the woodland areas they're living in are being destroyed. Despite this, though, the koala is still one of the most popular animals in Australia, and many come to the country just to see the furry little creatures. Number 2. Kangaroo. The icon of Australia, the kangaroo is indeed unique for the simple reason that it honestly doesn't resemble pretty much any other animal in the world, today or even in the past to an extent. Technically speaking, the word kangaroo doesn't define a single creature, but actually 4 different species within the genus Macropus. This includes the red kangaroo, Antilopean kangaroo, eastern gray kangaroo, and western gray kangaroo. Furthermore, only the large ones are called kangaroos, while the smaller ones are called wallabies. In case you were curious, the kangaroo can indeed grow to the height of a human, and well beyond it. A large male can reach 6 feet and 7 inches and weigh 200 pounds. And they use that massive body to defend themselves quite well. What sets the kangaroo apart from other mammals is its pouch, where it keeps its young child, called a joey. Also, the kangaroo has massive feet and hind legs, and uses them to hop and jump all over. As a symbol of Australia, even being on their currency and coat of arms, the kangaroo is well protected, and because of that, they aren't endangered. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Back in 2011, 34 million kangaroos were said to have lived in the country. And by 2015, that number had grown to 44 million. So they'll be hopping around for quite some time. Number 1. Megalania. In Australia during the Ice Age, there was a creature that roamed the outback as apex predator of the land. It was a massive lizard, and it was called the Megalania. This wasn't a simple lizard, though. It was said to have grown to be 23 feet long. Though without a complete fossil record, it's nearly impossible to say for certain. What's more, it was said to have a mouth full of teeth that were not only sharp, they were extremely venomous, which obviously made it an even more lethal predator, which in turn helped it dominate the land it was in. The Megalania would roam through the outback of Australia and would get anything it could catch for its meal. This included the earliest settlers of the land. Legends of this creature are a key part of Australia's culture, which brings us to the question of, are they still around today? Despite no definitive sightings, there are some who claim that large lizard tracks were found in both the outback and their homes, and the Aborigines swear that the creature may still be around today. And this may not be as impossible as you think, as the earliest bones in regards to our own time period found the creature having died out potentially 50,000 years ago. What's more, the outback is not fully known because it's too harsh a place for people to live for long periods of time, so it could still be out there, roaming and waiting to strike. Well, thanks for watching. What did you think of these native animals to Australia? Which one did you think was the most unique? Or maybe the most fun? Do you know of any other unique animals to the country? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.